Some of us were born here in these mountains. Some came from places far away. Really, it doesn't matter where we started. Up to higher ground we found our way. Up here in the summit we will stay.
Paradise is living in this playground. New adventures greet us every day. Changing of the seasons, just part of the reason we planted roots, and here we're going to stay. Up to higher ground we found our way.
Hi, I'm Leon Joseph Littlebird, and on behalf of the Summit Musicians Relief Fund, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the SMRF Cares Concert Series. SMRF is a 501c3 nonprofit in Summit County, Colorado, established to assist local musicians in their time of need due to illness or financial hardship. When the global pandemic shut down live entertainment, all musicians whose income came from performing were suddenly out of work. So we created the SMRF Cares Concert Series, providing great paying live performances and professional videos for our talented local musicians. SMRF relies on the generous donations from the community at our annual benefit concerts and fundraisers, as well as the sponsorships and grants from local townships, foundations, and local businesses. We especially want to thank Lake Dillon Theater Company, Silverthorne Performing Arts Center, the town of Silverthorne, the Summit Foundation, Sauce on the Blue, Affordable Music, and Crystal 93 for making the SMRF Cares Concert Series possible. You too can help SMRF help musicians in need by donating on our website, thesmrf.org, on Venmo, on our Patreon site, and please hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube channel. SMRF helps those in need. Thank you very much.
You might hear a fiddle or a banjo, mandolins and picking sweet guitars.
Voices like angels on the streets or in the bars. Local players are our favorite stars. Playing mountain music from the heart.
Welcome to the SMRF Cares Concert Series. We want to thank all of our generous sponsors for making the concert series possible and for all of the contributions and donations that we've received from the community to make this a real successful venture. We've helped 40 musicians, and this is our 17th concert tonight. How cool is that? Go SMRF. We also want to thank tonight's special sponsor, Sauce on the Blue, who's been amazingly generous in helping make this concert series possible. But now I want to ask you to show the love and your generous, heartfelt welcome to Lisa Ann White.
I'm going to open up with a flute song, and this song is by Leon Joseph Littlebird, and it's called Healing Moon. Thank you. Thank you very much. And this next song is called Wishing in the Dark, and it's the first song that I sang on stage, and it's written by Leon Joseph Littlebird, and I would like to welcome Leon Joseph Littlebird.
This is the very first song Lisa and I ever performed together on stage at a Smurf benefit. How about that? So we've come full circle. That was 2 years ago.
Yes.
Give me back the man I was before. Love darkened up my door. I will give you back those tender kisses that I stole.
Give me back those songs I'd sing, tuning up on your heartstrings. They were only lies I never should have told. Falling
Stars reflect on the water. They burn bright and fade away. Oh, you cannot change your heartache into laughter. Wishing in the dark for better days.
Give me back those lonely times before I thought love was mine. I would give you back those broken vows that we both made.
Give me back that pawn shop ring, shined as bright as anything. Maybe I can get back my old mandolin in trade. Falling stars reflect on the water. They burn bright and fade away. Oh, you cannot change your heartache into laughter. Wishing in the dark for better days.
Give me back those feelings of the moments we were still in, pretending we were really lovers all the time.
I'll give you back your little white lies, which really come as no surprise. Making pretty promises will only make you cry. Falling stars reflect on the water. They burn bright and fade away. Oh, you cannot make the sunrise shine at midnight. Wishing in the dark for better days. Give me back the man I used to be before love blinded me.
And I will give you back your angel wings so you can fly.
Thank you.
Boy, does it feel good to perform live music again. Remember what that was like?
Back in the day.
It's amazing. It's kind of all of a sudden everything's just kind of relaxed and we're back on stage again. It really feels good. I was a long, dry spell, although I wrote like 30 new songs, but, and we'll even do a couple of those for you tonight. This is a song I wrote about. Originally, the original inspiration for this was my great-grandparents who arrived here in Colorado in 1859 and built the first brick buildings up here. And my family's never left. And that was the original inspiration, but it's kind of a double entendre because it's also about my current situation with the lovely Lisa Ann White. So this is called 2 Miles High. And I know some of you came from 2 Miles High just to come and listen to us. So. Early in the morning when the sun comes up, thank my stars I've got their luck. One true love right by my side, walking together through paradise.
Late in the evening when darkness falls, hear the last lone coyote call. Mountain tops are all covered in snow. There'll soon be winter in the valley below.
We cross the prairie like a sea of grass, climb the foothills in the rocky pass. Who would have thought we'd climb 2 miles high to fall in love again? To the town where I was a child, people started moving from far and wide.
I had a dream that wouldn't let me go, of finding our precious mountain home.
I drove the wagon and I towed the line, I shoveled ore, worked the mine. Who would have thought we'd climb 2 miles high to find our home again? Who would have thought we'd climb 2 miles high to find our home again? Now, little by little, day by day,
Seasons roll the years away.
I dug for silver, I searched for gold.
We found our precious mountain home.
It was the lure of adventure that brought us here.
And now we'll never leave, my dear.
Who would have thought we'd climb 2 miles high, never go down again? Who would have thought we'd climb 2 miles high, never go down again? Oh. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Since I'm doing songs about the family, this one was inspired by the place where my mother was born, a little town you may have heard of called Taos, New Mexico. When I was a kid, it was my second home really, and we would spend a lot of time there. And There was always something so magic about Taos. And my mom fortunately lived to be 98 years old, and I wrote this song and got to play it for her before she passed away. So now I'd like to play it for you. So I want you to think happy thoughts about Tilly while I play this song. It's called Taos Nights. Every song's got a story. It's absolutely true that everything I tell you tonight will be a story. And this is another one of those true stories. Now, this is a song that I wrote while I was floating down the Grand Canyon on a 21-day trip. It was actually my first trip to the Grand Canyon. And there are a few of you here that are going to go with us next year in the Grand Canyon trip. So how about that? Yeah. We will have just gotten back, right? And hopefully there will be water still running down the Colorado River.
Yeah.
The way things are looking these
hope
days, who
so.
knows, you know. But and this song was inspired by the beauty, the majesty, and the spirit of the canyon. It's called Continue to Continue. I hope you enjoy it. There is magic in this canyon. In the early morning light, as the day slowly awakens, chasing memories of the night, Vishnu and bright angels start to sing. They're calling out to everyone to continue, to continue. On the river of our dreams, we continue to continue. Through the spaces in between.
There is magic in this river, flowing over ancient stone. First she calls you to surrender, then she makes you feel at home.
Endless movement carves a legacy in time.
Her boundless beauty to behold,
We continue to continue. On the river of our dreams, we continue to continue. Through the spaces in between. There are spirits in the canyon from a time so long ago.
you can hear them if you listen, speaking softly to your soul.
Ancient voices carving memories in the stone. They let us know we're not alone, and we continue to continue. On the river of our dreams, we continue to continue. Through the spaces in between, we continue to continue. On the river of our dreams. Thank you so much. This might be the only cover we're doing, isn't it?
I think so.
But it's also about a river. But this one's about the Mississippi River. And it's written by one of my favorite songwriters, an American hero named John Hyatt. Baby's gone and I don't know why. She let out this morning like a hollow shot in a rusty sky. Left me without warning.
Sooner than the dogs could bark, faster than the sun rose, down to the banks in an old mule cart. She took a flatboat across the shallow, left me in my tears to drown.
She left a baby daughter, rivers wide and deep and brown, crossing muddy waters.
Tobacco standing in the field, and they're rotten come November, and a bitter heart cannot reveal the spring that love remembers.
When that sweet brown girl of mine, her hair black as a raven, broke the bread and drank the wine from a jug that she'd been saving,
Left me in my tears to drown.
She left a baby daughter, rivers wide and deep and brown, she's crossing muddy waters. Now the baby's crying and the daylight's gone. Big oak tree is groaning like a rush of wind in a river song. Hear my true love moaning, crying for her baby child. She's crying for her husband, crying 'cause the river's wild, to keep her from her loved ones.
Left me in my tears to drown.
She left a baby daughter, rivers wide and deep and brown, she's crossing muddy waters, rivers wide and deep and brown, she's crossing muddy waters.
Thank you.
I'm going to do a song for you that I wrote recently. And it's really interesting being a songwriter, because you never know what's going to inspire you to write a song. And sometimes songs just come to you. You know, I mean, they're like gifts. It's like, bam, I wrote a song this morning. It's awesome. Other times I'll spend 6 months working on it every day until it's polished and it comes out, and then just waiting for that one lyric that you need, and then they finally come together. And this is one of those songs that came pretty quickly, and it was inspired by a movie, actually. And this movie reminded me a little bit of the times we've just been going through, because this movie was about the Depression. And it was about gangsters in the Depression, right? You know, all the Bonnie and Clyde, Machine Gun Kelly, all those characters, right? And I started thinking about it, that when times get tough, you know, people do some pretty desperate things, you know? And those guys were like heroes back then, those gangsters. And so I sat down, and this guitar sounds old-timey, doesn't it? And I thought, it's kind of a period piece, so this is called Public Enemy. Back in the day, all the poor boy needed was a fast car and a gun, robbing banks from town to town and living on the run. Pedal to the metal, make the tires squeal, gotta get on out of here. Got one eye on the highway and one in the rearview mirror. My name is in the paper and on the radio. I'm running from the law every single place I go. Public enemy. I was born a farm boy, poor as poor can be. Times got tough, they took the farm from us, and there was nothing left for me. So the first town that I came to, I stole a Model A. I robbed the bank that afternoon and I made my getaway. Running to the back road so I can't be seen. Driving fast as hell to make my getaway clean. Public enemy. Hey! Stories of my escapades make me sound like Robin Hood. When times get tough, people get rough, and a life of crime sounds good. Stolen cars and stolen cash, running from state to state. Well, you might outrun the dragnet, brother, but you can't outrun your fate. A bad man's reputation is hard won. Now I've got no friends except this Tommy gun. Public enemy number one. Hey! Back in the day, all the poor boy needed was a fast car and a gun, robbing banks, town to town, and living on the run. Pedal to the metal, make the tires squeal, gotta get on out of here. One eye on the highway, and I got one in the rearview mirror. A bad man's reputation is hard won. Now I got no friends except this Tommy gun. Public enemy number one. Thank you so much. Please welcome back on stage the lovely and delightful Miss Lisa Ann White.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, Sauce on the Blue and Tim and Deb. They have just been a great support for these concerts in the town of Silverthorne and SMRF, and thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. I'm with you, baby. I gave Lisa the wrong set
You gave me
list.
the wrong set list. I'm like,
Just stay with me, baby. I know what we're doing.
I'm like,
It's
oh,
cool.
he tricked me.
That's what you have me for. That's a Mo Dixon line. Trust me, I'm a guitar player. Yeah. This song Lisa and I wrote together actually on a beach in Mexico. And there was tequila involved.
Just a little. Thank you.
It's time to pull out the sexy guitar.
And I'm going to fulfill my dream of being a lounge singer here.
She wanted me to grow a pencil-thin mustache.
I'm trying to imagine that.
baby?
I'm ready. I need a hand, my worrisome heart. I need a hand, my worrisome heart. I'd be lucky to find me a man who would love me the way that I am, my worrisome heart. I need a break from my troubling ways. I need a break from my troubling ways. I'd be lucky to find me a man who will love me the way that I am, in all my troubling ways. I need a man with no baggage to claim. I need a man with no baggage to claim. I'd be lucky to find me a man who will love me the way that I am. Worrisome, troubling, baggage-free, modern day. Said a worrisome, troubling, baggage-free, modern day. Ain't nobody the same. Thank you. Thank you.
Your favorite song?
This is my favorite song.
As promised, this is one of the 30 songs I wrote during the recent shutdown of all musical gigs. And this is about better days, and I think we're starting to experience that now. I think we've starting to feel like this was maybe prophetic when I wrote it, you know? It's called Riding Out the Storm. Times get tough, you've had enough. The weather's bad, the road is getting rough. No friends can keep you safe from harm. Only the fire in your soul can keep you warm while you are riding out the storm.
I remember days things went my way. It's been
been so long, all those memories fade away. I can't find the sunshine used to light my way. Looking for better days around the horn while we are riding out the storm. No crystal ball we can look into, no fortune teller to show the way. And as we stumble through the darkness, like some forgotten castaways,
looking ahead for better days. Tell myself this too shall pass. Even the worst times do not last.
reach down inside where truth is worn. We all get to wear a crown of thorns while we are riding out the storm. No crystal ball we can look into, no fortune teller to show the way. As we stumble through the darkness, like some forgotten castaways, looking ahead for better days. Looking ahead for better days. Looking ahead for better days.
Keep looking ahead.
Here we are, better days, huh? Let's hear it for better days. Yeah. This is another one of those true stories, and this is a great story. It's about my father, who was born here in these mountains in 1899, and he used to make things fall off in the row back there. And when my dad was a teenager, there was a big house across the alley from my grandparents' house, and had one of those big screened-up back porches, and there was an old man who'd sit on that back porch and watch the children play every day. And one day my dad was pretending that he was a cowboy, and he had found an old hat and made it look like a cowboy hat, and he had taken a piece of wood and carved it to look like a rifle. That was his toy. And this old man sees my dad out there playing and goes, "Son, come here, I want to talk to you." Now, my dad was born in Silver Plume, you know, in an old frontier mining town. He wasn't afraid of anybody, and he was a polite kid. And he comes over and goes, "Yes, sir." And the old man says, "I've been watching you play, son. Who do you pretend you are?" My dad held that rifle above his head, and he goes, "I'm Buffalo Bill." And the old man said, "No, son, I'm Buffalo Bill." And it was. Colonel William F. Cody, in the last 2 years of his life, lived with his sister Ann Decker in a house in Denver, and she was taking care of him. And during that time, my dad, as a teenager, Buffalo Bill was his hero. That's like Michael Jordan or something, you know. I mean, that's like the coolest thing on the planet. And so my dad befriended him, and one day Buffalo Bill says, "Son, does your dad drink whiskey?" He goes, "Yes, sir." "You chew tobacco?" He goes, "My uncle does." "Well, my sister thinks I'm sick and she won't let me drink or chew, so if you bring me some whiskey and tobacco, I'll tell you stories." So my dad, Now, this is funny, because my dad told me this story his whole life, but he never finished it until he was 94 years old, and I was helping take care of him, and I said, Dad, did you actually take whiskey and tobacco to Buffalo Bill? He goes, yeah. And I go, you were 15, where did you get it? He goes, I stole it from my dad. And I said, why didn't you ever tell me that part of the story? He said, I didn't want you stealing my stuff. So this is a story about my dad smuggling happiness to Buffalo Bill the last 2 years of his life. Not long ago on the eastern plain, funny how fast things can change. Cities sprawl the open range that was the land of the buffalo. 1.5 centuries since the prairie was flooded by a bison sea, brown and dust moving endlessly, far as the eye could see. But that's a sight we will never see, a sound we'll never hear. Rolling thunder through the prairie grass as the bison herd moves near. Now there is no shadow cast by the ghost of the buffalo. Even from 100 miles away, you could hear them coming, sometimes for days. See the dust, feel the shake of the earth beneath your feet. I heard some old-timers say if the herd was moving, it could take 5 days. Standing still and they're coming your way, you'd swear they'd never end. But that's a sight we will never see, a sound we'll never hear. The rolling thunder through the prairie grass as the bison herd moves near. Running through the legends of the past, ghost of the buffalo. An old man sits on a screened up porch. His days look dim, eyes bear the torch of a young man who was a hero born out of blood into history. He sits alone there every day, watching as children play. One boy gets close and he says, son, who do you pretend to be? He says, I'm the star of the Wild West show, the king of the open range. I travel around with an Indian chief and a woman with a deadly aim. And the whole world knows that I got my fame from the ghost of the buffalo. The old man says, son, I love those words. These days, that's about the sweetest thing I've heard, to hear you tell the tale of my younger days and pretend you are me. That's the first time the young boy sees his long white hair, sharp goatee. He's looking at a legend out of history. He says, sir, who are you? He says, I was the star of the Wild West show. I was the king of the open range. I traveled round with a rodeo and a woman with a deadly aim. And the whole world knows that I got my fame from the ghost of the buffalo. The old man fills the boy's head with tales, frontier life in great detail, about being a scout and riding Pony Express and how the red man was his friend. The boy brings whiskey and tobacco plug, sits cross-legged on a Navajo rug while the old man spins his yarns and tells how the West was really won. But those are stories we will never hear. Old memories fade away, like the rolling thunder through the prairie grass, no longer heard today. Now there is no shadow cast by the ghost of the buffalo. Thank you.
Such a good story.
And it's true, that's the best part. You know, when I was a kid and at school, and I'd say, oh, my dad, knew Buffalo Bills. Like, nah. Because my dad was the age of everybody else's grandfather. He was in his 50s when I was born. So, it was kind of cool. And he was a lot of fun. He had a lot of great stories. And this is a cool story, too, because it's a town in Summit County. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it. It's called Silverthorne. You ever heard of it? Small little burg. And this song was written on the day after I met Lisa White. How about that?
Right.
And I was sitting on the deck of our house, and I saw a huge pile. It looked like smoke, and I thought, oh no, there's a fire. And you know how that is up here. We all freak out when we see that, and it's like, and then emergency equipment started going up Highway 9, and it was like, oh man. And then as more I watched it, I realized that it was dust, and that it was settling. And I looked up on Mount Silverthorne, and about 40 ton of rock had slid off the front of Mount Silverthorne, and come down and caused this, enormous dust pile. But Steve was picked up on that the same day, I think. And as I was sitting there looking at it, it was like, wow, there's this new scar on the side of the mountain, on a rock that hasn't been exposed for millions of years. And now there's this fresh rock. And the more I looked at it, it looked like an angel. So, when you're a songwriter and you see something like that, what are you going to do? Write a song about it, right? And that's kind of my favorite part of the mountain there, because it's very visible from the front deck. And this is called Silver Angel. I saw a silver angel in a thorn of stone, rising up to heaven all alone when summer was saying goodbye. She rose up from a big rock slide as autumn was painting the countryside to welcome her to her new home. Now she watches over me, inspiring sweet daydreams, giving my soul wings to fly. Ancient stone in a big rock slide opened up the mountainside and set my silver angel free. Oh, the spirit of the mountains shines so bright, dancing like a flame in the full moonlight. She's high above my humble home.
Every single day I raise my eyes, see the silver angel take to the sky. She's telling me we're not alone. Now she watches over me, inspiring sweet daydreams, giving my soul wings to fly. Ancient stone in a big rock slide opened up the mountainside and set my silver angel free. She watches over me, inspiring sweet daydreams, giving my soul wings to fly. Ancient stone in a big rock slide opened up the mountainside and set my silver angel free. I saw a silver angel in a thorn of stone, rising up to heaven to take me home. She's telling me we're not alone. She's telling me we are not alone. We are not alone. Saw a silver angel in a thorn of stone. You guys are the best audience we've had all night. It's just because I love you. Well, this song is the grand finale that we're going to wrap things up with tonight, and it's also become the theme song for the Smurf concert series. And the reason I wrote this song is because Crystal 93, one of our great sponsors, let's hear it for Crystal 93. They had a songwriting contest, and local songwriters all wrote songs about Summit County and submitted their songs, and this is the song that I wrote. And, you know, I've written so many songs about the place up here in Colorado and the mountains and the snow and the aspen leaves, and I thought, you know, I'm going to write about people. You know, the real magic of Summit County is right here. It's the spirit of the people who live here, and I'm living proof of that. So this song is called Homegrown Summit County. Some of us were born here in these mountains. Some came from places far away. Really doesn't matter where we started. Up to higher ground we found our way, and up here in the summit we will stay.
Paradise is living in this playground. New adventures greet us every day. Changing of the seasons, just part of the reason we planted roots and here we're going to stay. Up to higher ground we found our way.
Homegrown Summit County, we call these mountains our own. Homegrown Summit County, we've got Rocky Mountain, hard heart and soul. We're homegrown. Summit County.
In mountain towns we call each other locals. Friends can be as close as family.
We treat each other like sisters and brothers when hard times try to get us down. We stand together up on higher ground. Homegrown Colorado. Up here we take care of our own. Homegrown Summit County. On higher ground you never stand alone. We're homegrown. Summit County. Oh, you might hear a fiddle or a banjo, mandolins and picking sweet guitar.
Voices like angels on the streets or in the bars. Local players are our favorite stars. Playing mountain music from the heart.
Homegrown Colorado. The air is rare, the sound is crystal clear. Homegrown Summit County. The sweetest sound your ears will ever hear. We're homegrown. Summit County. We're homegrown. Summit County. You've been a wonderful audience tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming out tonight.
Lisa Ann White.
Thank you. Leon Joseph Littlebird. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Thank you so much. We love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
In mountain towns we call each other locals. Friends can be as close as family.
We treat each other like sisters and brothers when hard times try to get us down. We stand together up on higher ground. Homegrown Colorado. Up here we take care of our own. Homegrown Summit County. On higher ground we never stand alone. We're homegrown. Summit County.